So now let us understand what are the implications of this report. As we know that if the contribution margin and menu mix margin or popularity class are high, then it will be considered as star. If it's low, both, it will be considered as dog. Both are the extremes. For one, you don't need to take a lot of actions. For the other, you should also not be thinking about too much, but just replacing the item. But however, in this case, you only have 4 salads. So should the hotel remove these 2 salads because they are low? Maybe not. You have to see it for each month. This menu engineering report is only for 1 month, where we when we are making decisions to remove certain items or to promote certain items or to classify them as star or dog, we have to see a consistent trend of the items, maybe 6 months or 3 months or a year maybe. So before you actually take out the items. In this particular month, it might be possible that the Thai guests are not that much, or papaya, which are liking papaya Thai salad. That's why the items has not been very popular. It can be a case that where in the next month maybe you have a lot of Thai guests or another season, so it might also be a seasonal thing. Maybe in this season Thais are not coming, that's why they're not eating papaya Thai salad, or maybe the guests are not liking the food. It may not be in the season. So there can be multiple reasons. Before you remove any item from the menu, you need to think about reprinting cost. You need to think about the seasonality impact which might have been coming out from the guest mix change. And also you need to think there are only 4 items in the salad menu, so you don't really have a lot of choices. So if you want to remove Thai salad, you need to replace it with something else, which based on the originality of the guest, based on the nationality of the guest, based on their taste, likes and dislikes. If you are getting outside customers, then you need to understand who are they and what would they like. You can also check the taste of these items. So another factor while we are doing the menu engineering is to combine this data together with the customer reviews. So if your hotel does not have a proper customer review system, you may not be able to understand exactly what are the items that are being not popular or not tasteful. So you need to combine the data to this data together with your customer reviews, with your verbal feedbacks from the guests, which your servers or your chefs are accumulating, with your other surveys, to understand really that what are the items probably are what are the reasons probably which are behind this low popularity. If you look at the price, these 2 items are very cheap. Even then they are not very popular, and here in this case the item cost is pretty high, salad prawn and salad squid. However, the contribution, the quantity sold is also pretty high. So that may also explain a bit more about the guest preferences. Maybe the guest in this particular hotels are liking seafood, because both of them are seafood items. So you may want to add or update this description of this particular item to include something seafood, or update the recipe, even though it may have a little bit impact on the cost, and if the selling price can be increased further. So this item can also be categorized as either as a star or as a another category, and you can increase the sale of this particular item as well. And since it's a salad, you may not be it may be divided, or it may be even more, it can even drive more revenue. Now you have to also compare these total portions sold for appetizers with the number of guests coming to the restaurant. That is another aspect of menu engineering report which we have not touched upon earlier. but we're gonna touch it now. So when you are comparing, when you are selling, is like a, for example, in your hotel or in your restaurant, you have 100 guests coming. So ideally, to maximize the revenue, you should be trying to sell them the complete course, especially if you are a fine dining restaurant. So you should be able to sell them an appetizer, a salad, and then a main course, and then a dessert. So you need to also understand what are the total portions sold for the appetizers category. So here you have appetizer category, appetizer, salad, and appetizers. In total you have 106 plus 13, 119 portions sold for appetizers. Now let's look at the total portions sold for Asian curries. Now the curries are considered as main course. So here you have around 200 portions sold of curries. If it is a fine dining restaurant, 50% of the, it means it implies that 50% of the customers are taking appetizers. Out of, let's assume 200 is the capacity, 200 is the total number of covers that has been served here, because it's highly unlikely that during lunch and dinner or even other meals somebody would be coming to eat only the appetizers, right? So, and then also you need to see, okay, total desserts are only 61. So means that if 200 is the base, only 119 are sold as appetizer and only 60 as a dessert. So there is a chance for F&B service staff to try and upsell the desserts more, because it means that the guests are taking the portions, the guests are there, but the dessert menu is not really optimized. Or it can also mean that the portions that you are serving in the main course are big enough to fill the guest up, and they are not asking for desserts. So that can be another reason what may be happening here. So you need to combine the data together in your to get a better idea or better data analytics on where you can improve your revenue. You can consider this report by a meal period as well. At the moment is the combined meal combined, but you can split it out into dinner and lunch, and then you see what is the impact, which items are getting popular for dinner when they are popular in the lunch. You can also see this menu engineering report by day. So for example, on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays over the month. So 4 days of the there will be 4 Mondays, 4 Tuesdays, 4 Wednesdays in a month. So you can check on Mondays what kind of menu is popular, on Tuesdays what kind of menu is popular, so that you can make a menu engineering planning for your ordering, kitchen ordering system. So menu engineering report will actually help you to gather a lot of data, which is going to help you in making informed decisions.